Hello, welcome to the video. So, I've been on holiday, which is why there's been a little bit of gap in terms of the posting schedule. And with this, I just took the holiday as an approach of like a massive downtime from work, considering like I'm working a lot. It's like 6 days a week. Sometimes while I'm watching Rome, then I've got my 8 hour block when I take over, and obviously training. It was a lot, so I just thought the goal of the holiday was to be as present as possible with Rome and Freya, and just basically detox, have some downtime, and enjoy it, which I feel like I did, and I've come back just so motivated again for work, which is great, and training. But I did keep my training going while I was on holiday. I just changed my approach a little bit. So normally at the moment I've got 11 training sessions to fit in across the week. I normally do Monday is upper body day, Tuesday is a run and legs, Wednesday swim and a cycle, Thursday is upper body and a run, Friday is legs and a swim, just had to double check that, Sunday long cycle, Saturday long cycle, Sunday long run. That's kind of like the schedule. So when it came to going on holiday, I kind of just had to look at the approach of what's the current goal that I'm working towards, and it's obviously the Ironman. So I just took a week off the gym, so that took away 4 sessions there. Then when I was away, well, the day we were traveling, I managed to get my interval session done. So I got a run and I got a swim done. This was before we were going. So that was like a very, very full on morning. And with travel, I just so felt it in the evening, but it was like one of them days where you travel and you kind of chill a little bit more. Friday, I didn't do anything. Then Saturday, I did a swim in the morning and a cycle. Then on Sunday we did a run. Monday I just went and did an arm session. Tuesday was just a run. Wednesday was a cycle, but yeah, it has pulled through. Thursday was my run. Friday was the day we're travelling, so I did nothing just because we had a lot to do. And then the day I got back Saturday, I did a swim and a cycle. So you can see I've still managed to get all the training in. Managed to get like 2 swims in the week, the 3 runs, 2 cycles, like everything that was scheduled. I just reduced the amount of training that I had a little bit, and I think it worked really, really well. Just having that week of the gym, it was kind of like a deload week in terms of strength pushing, and it was good. Like I've found the runs that I did there were so motivating, and coming back it's kind of like bled into that. And then in terms of the nutrition, we did all inclusive, and I have a big appetite, so I didn't really watch what I ate. I just made sure I had, like, you'll laugh at the plate, but half of my plate was filled with protein, and I just looked at it as like, let's get the most expensive cuts because it's all inclusive, and then have a decent amount of carbs. But majority of my carbs more came from the dessert options, because there was a rice dish that I was getting pretty much every meal because it was so salty and so buttery, it was so good. And then desserts would just be where the extra carbs came from, so it would be like heavily protein for the meal and then more desserty for my carb source, and it seemed to work quite well. Now in terms of the routine, we had to change it. So the pool didn't open till 8 o'clock, the gym didn't open till 7 o'clock, food didn't open till 8 o'clock. We've obviously got a 10-month-old baby, and we've also got Freya. Both of them wanted breakfast at 8 o'clock. So for me to still have that breakfast time with them and have that, like, sit down with them, it meant we kind of changed the schedule. So how we did it, we still did the kind of classic your turn, my turn. So I would have from breakfast until Rome's second nap, which would have been around 1:30, 2 o'clock. So we'd get out after breakfast around 9:30. That means he would have a nap around 10 o'clock. Sometimes I'd sit with him in the shade if Freya wanted to go in the pool, or I would be in the pool just chilling. And then we'd have that chill, go for lunch at 12:30, out of there at 1:30, and then I'm either going up to the room or I'm going to the bed for a little bit and then up to the room. Because I would take him up to the room for the second nap just because I did have the tiniest bit of work that I needed to do, which took me around 45 minutes to an hour during his whole nap time. But we wanted him to have a proper nap in terms of the second one. Now, there was no point being so critical in terms of like nap times during holiday. I feel like it's just a little bit of a write-off, plus focusing on that too much I don't think is as enjoyable. So we kind of just more trusted how he was acting, and it was kind of like the same type of routine. Every 3 to 4 hours he'd get tired. So that's how we handled that. And then when he would wake up, which would probably be around 3:30, I would go down, and then I would go down for around an hour and a half to 2 hours. Again, we'd go in the pool with Rome, me, Freya, and Rome. But that means she would have had like a big period of downtime by herself. And then from 5 o'clock, we would go up. I would then go and do my training. And that means I would be ready for when dinner started, which dinner started at 7. So we had everything all planned out and it was working really well. And then just during that time, Freya would just sit and feed Rome his individual like pouches that we brought, just because there's so many distractions in the food place. So we would get him a plate of food, but he would be looking around too much and get kind of distracted. And yeah, still on track to the goals. So I'm happy with how the training's gone. And then we've got a new video coming out on Sunday, which is just a full week of training. So if you like the video, just make sure you subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.